It's time to be kind with Marley Q.
Because the time to be kind to ourselves, each other, and the world is now. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's Marley Q, and welcome to episode number 6 with Sebastian Hart. Our guest today is truly one of a kind. He believes every day is a good day and lives, breathes, and manifests abundance everywhere he goes. Sebastian is the founder of Abundance in Things and the creative director of Blind Color Hats, a unique brand of positive headwear and the only kind of hats I'll wear. Not only is he a Parker who loves performing acts of random kindness, but he believes the time to be kind is always now. His favorite act of kindness is generously giving his time and positive energy, and he joins us today to do just that. So sit back, relax, and get ready to receive an abundance of positivity.
This meeting is being recorded. Continue. 5, 6, 7, 8. We are live.
We are live. Thank you for making the time to be kind, Sebastian.
Thank you for allowing me to be kind in your kind podcast.
Yes. In these weird times that we're living in, I always appreciate kindness and people that make the time to connect and engage in positive ways. But more so now than ever, I think that it's very timely to have not just this podcast, but these conversations to try and spread some positivity and some kindness and some abundance. And there is nobody in the entire universe who I could think of that is better suited to spread abundance than you.
I'm here. I appreciate you for thinking of me that way. So
I want to kind of back things up and hear about really a little bit of your story and how you even, fell in love with this mindset and this lifestyle that you live, breathe, and share every single day of abundance.
Well, it's I believe that this is inside all of us, but I'll tell you when it was sparked out of me, right? Because I believe every human has this spark inside of positivity and wanting to inspire it in a positive way and light and all those things. But somehow through the world and everything we hear and personalities around us, they just kind of mold us in a direction which we kind of, we leave that pureness of a baby, of a kid. Because if you look at all babies, they're all pure, they're all loving, they're all kind, they're all just beautiful souls. So I was reminded, if I can pinpoint a point in my life, before that, I believe my life has always been abundant, in the sense of love. I've always had a lot of love from my family. We lived a life where there was a lack of, it's not like I'm rich or my parents are rich. And, there was a time where we lived in Costa Rica and we all lived in a kitchen in the back with my sister, my mom and dad. But I was a kid. And in my head, it was always abundance. I was just happy. I'm out in the streets doing my thing. My parents are going through a million things in their head, but I'm a kid and I feel abundant. So abundance has always been inside of me, and I've been able to just live in my head with that. But one day in college, in ENC 1102, a professor by the name of Warren Dittmar, and I will never forget his name. In fact, the day I have a son, I am throwing the name Warren in there somehow, in the middle, in the end, or in the beginning. And Nice. This professor introduced to me the law of attraction, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard about. The law of attraction, think, manifest with your thoughts. Whatever you think of, you attract. And this professor, it was the first time that I've ever heard this thought, this idea of think positive and positive things will happen. Maybe I've heard it before, but I never really applied it. And that day in ENC 1102, Professor Dittmar in a class full of individuals showed us the movie The Secret, which is a popular film, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard it. But it was the right time for me to hear it. And that's what it's all about. It's timing. If it's not the right time, it's not going to affect you. But it was the right time. I was in a point in my life where I was going to school they're just doing their own thing. So I can tell at that moment that this was just for me. It was just for me. And I remember leaving that day class just high on life, super high, the highest I've ever been. I was singing, I was pumping gas on my way home, just like singing and happy. I had no idea what I was gonna do next. I had no idea where I was gonna take my life, but I did know one thing, that if I kept my mind in the right place, positive things will happen for the rest of my life. And ever since that moment, I just think of solutions, never a problem. I started changing words. For example, negative words, like negative phrases. I became obsessed with just changing them. Like expressions like, oh, that's so sick, that kids like to say. I was like, I never say that again. That's so healthy. So little things like that people look at me and it's like, what is that? In my head, it has a big effect. And my head is where I live. And that's all that matters. So in my head, I started changing all those things. And little by little, positive people just kept coming into my life. And people who weren't about that lifestyle started leaving. And that was the organic process of that. And basically, years later, this is where I am today. It's just continue to focus on that, change negative tones, apply positive ones, and abundance. That's what it is.
And it is a practice, right? It's not like it just happened overnight. It's a practice. It's been years, right? Of practice.
Practice. Something you need to practice. It's something you need to exercise. It's not just. It was a switch, but it
was a spark.
An application. It was a spark, but it was definitely an application from my part. I couldn't just watch the video and continue to allow the lifestyle I was living. I had to call my friends out. I had to call my family members out. Anything negative, anything and everything gone.
I love it. I love that. I think it's so important because many people, and I'm sure many people listening to this, have seen The Secret and have heard about the law of attraction and understand, positive thinking and the manifestation process. And they also don't realize that it's not just in our minds, right? That there also has to be a place in our hearts where we are believing in the power of our positive thoughts. And there's a place in our hands and in our body, in our actual actions, in our words, and in our deeds, right? That have to be aligned.
Everything.
And that takes practice in order for it to cement and become a lifestyle and become not something that we just talk about or share on social media and like some kind of fad, but genuinely live and breathe this every single day. And you are most definitely somebody that from the very moment that we met, I can tell that this was who you were. This was who you showed up in the world as, a Parker, what I would call a Parker, somebody that not just performs acts of random kindness, but also does that for themselves in their own life.
I appreciate that. And that's very well said, exactly how you said it. You not only have to do it for the world, but most important for yourself. You have to apply that positive energy to yourself.
So on that note, I know that you are a believer that we live in abundance. We live in the age of abundance. And that the world is on our side and that we're always at the right place at the right time.
Always.
And in these times, in this current time in 2020, as we are experiencing this massive kind of transition and very difficult times for many, many people.
That's just a weird time.
Weird, right? How are you staying positive in these days? Are you applying any kind of different practices?
No different than any other time in my life. Times are weird all the time. It just happens to be that they're weirdest right now where we're living in. But if you focus on planet Earth, there's weird things happening all the time. And just because now we're being affected doesn't mean that weird times weren't happening before. But if you look at social media, for example, what's happening in Italy, it's beautiful to see the people who are quarantined just singing to each other and playing music to each other. So you can find light in that. Just find light in things. Find light in staying home and connecting with your family. Find light in connecting with yourself. If you are the person who says, "Oh, I don't have time to work out," well, here's your time. Work out. Go out.
I've been meaning to start this new project and I don't have time for it. now you've got the time.
Everybody has time right now. And there's really nothing different that I'm doing now. It's just focusing on the solution. I know it's going to be all right. And I know for a fact that we as a nation are going to be stronger than ever after this. So that's just what it is. It's unfortunate that we're going through this. I wish we weren't. But there's also cells in my body who believe everything happened for a reason. And that's something that I ingrained in myself. When something good happens, when something bad happens, everything happens for a reason. And you can't just dismiss that thought when something bad is happening. You have to apply it and understand that the universe loves you and is on your side, and whatever's happening, it's supposed to happen.
And there's some light in it, and it's our job to find that light. And if we can't find that light easily, we could always be that light, right? Because we all have that within us, which I love that message, Sebastian. Thank you. I think that many people need to hear it. It's really easy to get wrapped up in, in the madness of all of this, in the negativity of all of it. And it's just messages like the one that you're sharing that remind us that there's light in every situation, that we may not see it right away, but we can look for it. We can be that light. We can make the best out of any time that's going on.
100%.
And even though we don't understand, the consequences of what is going on in the world right now, just having like the belief and the trust that the universe is always on your side, and the universe is kind and loving, and somehow this is something that's going to bring us together and be good.
Yeah, that's what it is. You have to think of the solutions and the positive things, because we can sit here and be like, oh my God, everything's going bad. I'm going to have to pay rent at the end of the month, but we can't work. And listen, just relax. Just relax. Everybody's going through it. It's not just you.
Right.
This situation specific, it's very easy to actually be calm, because it's not just a personal thing. It's the world. So we are all going through this. It's not one person.
And isn't it interesting to notice what you just said right now, just to harp on that, is how once we can create just a little bit of space and distance from what we are individually going through, and really think about the collective, the global sense of humanity as one mankind, mm-hmm. we realize that even in a situation like this, we're more connected than ever, right? So when the social media and the news and the government is telling us about social distancing, that phrase doesn't really sit well with me, because we're really talking more about physical distancing so that we don't catch this thing. Yeah. But it's more about social solidarity and social connection more than ever, right?
Absolutely. Especially in the age of abundance and the age of social media, which I believe it's the age of abundance and the age of social media. It's one thing. The fact that we are able to just grab the phone and I am connected to Italy right now. I can send a message to somebody in Italy and tell them, hey, it's cool. It's all right. We're going to be okay. That's the age of abundance. And just being a spark, being kind to somebody can just change their entire day. And that's a beautiful thing that we can just do for free. It's free.
Exactly. We have the opportunity to be doing this interview right now.
Yeah.
And that is abundant. And one of the things that I know that abundance is your favorite word, but a phrase that I think maybe is your favorite phrase, because I hear you say it all the time and I love it. And sometimes I find myself saying it and I'm like, and I think of you because it's not my phrase, it's your phrase. But I love how you just share it every day for all of us that are lucky enough to be friends with you or to follow you on social media. It's good day every day.
Good day every day. Good day. Good day. That is beautiful. That's our motto. That's the Blind Color Hats motto. It's a company which I work with. I am the creative director of it. Marcus James created a company. It's called Blind Color Hats. And I met Marcus James through social media. And the message of his company was good day every day. And he literally reached out to me on Instagram and he said, you need to wear this hat. You are this message. Like, I need to send you a hat. And when he sent me that hat, I looked at the hat, I read the message, and the message pretty much summed it up for me. Good day. It's everything we just talked about. The world is on your side. Think of solutions. If you focus and you believe every day is a good day, it's going to be all right. Because if you get the opportunity to wake up the next day and try it again, do it again, yesterday was a good day, which means every day is a good day. And it's true. My favorite phrase besides everything.
Abundance.
My favorite word, my favorite phrase is good day every day. It's what it is. It's a good day every day. You can find the good in any day, and you can find the good in today. Good.
Thank you. I did want to touch on that, and I do really want to emphasize that, because that does sum it up. And it's something that we can all choose to believe, and we can all choose to practice every day. And you are just such a shining example of that. And I appreciate you again. And I'll say it again and again. We've known each other for a few years now. And I think I express just how much I value and honor and celebrate your attitude, your positivity, and how you don't just keep that to yourself. You're so incredibly generous to share that with others every single day. And, maybe there's some people that are like annoyed by the fact that you say good day every day and they feel like they're having a bad day. And you say good day every day anyway, because it is, right?
It is. And you're right. The choice, it's exactly what you said. It's a choice. You choose to say it. You choose to believe it. You can choose to say, my life sucks. And this would probably be the only time I actually say those words back to back, because my life doesn't suck. I'll never say that because I don't believe it. No life sucks. All life is great. Life is beautiful. And I do choose to say good day every day because I can. And I will continue to say good day every day till forever and ever. And I will make sure that I create enough content in this world that my grandkids would just move around, walking, saying good day every day. Hey,
I love that.
This is what I want to do.
I absolutely love that. I think the world needs that. And I hope that all of those listening adopt that phrase, because you'll give it to them generously, right?
For free. It's $3.99.
$3.99. How can people connect with you, consume more of your awesome, positive, uplifting content? Where can people find you?
Well, social media is a great place to start. I mean, you can follow me at Blue Hart, BLUEHART. And you can go down the rabbit hole from there. We have different accounts for different things. You can go down the YouTube rabbit hole. I have like 6 YouTube accounts, the Blind Color channel. You have the Blue Heart channel. We create content for different companies all around, and we always apply our energy into everything we work for. So any company we work for is not just for money. I only take on projects that apply with what I'm working on. So let's say if a violence company wants to hire me and my services to create content for something negative, and they want to pay me a good amount of money, I can't do it. I can only work with things that go in my life and I can apply my energy to. So
that are aligned.
Let everybody do the same. Don't just work for money. Work for energy, to receive that energy and give energy. And that's how I maintain this energy flow.
Absolutely. What a great tip. What a great strategy. Also, it's a really valuable life philosophy, but also business practice. And I know I feel, my husband and I feel incredibly fortunate to have connected with you. Again, not just for our wonderful, relationship and friendship, but also from a business relationship, because once we shared with you about our park project and our 5K Park Fest and what we were working on and our vision and our mission for what we're creating, you immediately opened up and said, yes, I'm in, because of exactly what you're sharing. It was aligned with who you are, what you put out into the world. And we were, amazingly blessed to receive your energy. And I think that Park Project was also an outlet to give you some energy that's aligned with what you share every day.
Absolutely. it was a no-brainer. When you told me about Park Project, I wish I could have done more at the time. I mean, that was when we did that first festival. It was a while ago. I'm looking
5 years ago.
I'm looking forward to you like kickstarting another one, because I really enjoy that festival, and I know that I'm in a place where I can definitely give a lot more back in ways to that festival. But perform acts of random kindness goes hand in hand with my lifestyle. It's a good day every day, and to have a good day, you must perform acts of kindness, not only to people, but to yourself. And I love Park Project. Park Project is, I'm looking at the trophy you guys gave me in that festival. And it's a constant reminder of what great people do out here, and we must continue to attract that.
Thank you so much. I feel that we definitely attracted each other's energy to create great things. And it's just the beginning. Even seeing that sign behind you, we're doing this interview virtually via Zoom, and seeing that dance sign behind you just brings back so many awesome memories and wonderful images in my mind. And definitely the desire and the spark is there to bring our 5K Park Fest back. So this podcast is my virtual way of continuing to spread this message and having, in essence, online virtual events until we're able to bring these babies back, because they must exist.
They must exist.
Awesome. Well, with that, Sebastian, I want to thank you so much again for making the time to be kind. I hope that this isn't our first and only interview. I hope that there are many more if you're willing to come back. Absolutely.
We must do this once the world stops being a little weird, we come back and do it in live with some cameras. And
Yes. We have our in-home studio, and there will be no social distancing laws keeping us from hugs and high fives.
We can do a hug like this.
Oh, hug. Thank you so much. We'll talk real soon.
My friend, thank you for the energy you put out into the world and all the great things you create. Everything you said about me, I say about you. And I am grateful to have you as a friend, and for you coming into my life, you, Bert, and now your beautiful little ones that I'm sure are going to create great positive things in this world. So I am excited, and I'll continue to keep inspiring, dreaming, and succeeding, which is an acronym, which I know you're fond of acronyms. And keep doing what you're doing, my friend.
And I love that acronym. It's the acronym for kids. I will make sure to put that in our show notes. And I have totally added that to my list of favorite acronyms. Keep inspiring, dreaming, succeeding. Go kids.
Go kids.
I sure hope you felt a spark of abundant positivity after listening to this episode. Sebastian encourages us to find the light in all that you see and focus on the positive side of things, because it's a good day every day. To learn more, you can visit blindcolorhats.com and follow him on Instagram at Blue Hart. That's Blue Hart. Leave a comment on his latest post using #WePark to let him know you're also a Parker and part of my kind crew. And if you haven't joined yet, head on over to marleyq.com and click Join My Kind Crew. We're waiting for you. Thank you for listening. If you're inspired to make a little more time to be kind, please subscribe, leave a kind review, and share with a friend who would appreciate this podcast too. Thank you for being the spark of kindness. See you next time.